Hey, Daniel,
Hey Max.
how do you feel about starter Pokemon?
I have a lot of opinions.
Probably not as much as me.
We sh- we should definitely make a tier list and rank them and make everybody in the world mad at our decisions.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I love to make people mad. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Elite Four Radio. I am Max.
And I'm Daniel.
And today we are going to be pissing off everybody under the sun with our ranking of the starter Pokemon from Gen 1 through Gen 9. But before we get into doing that, we want to introduce our very first segment on this podcast, the Pokédex Roulette. So how this
Yeah.
works is we're just going to read off a Pokédex entry. You guys have through the entire episode to figure out what Pokemon it is. And then you can comment on the podcast on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever, and let us know which one you think it is. Make sure you do it before the end of the episode because we will be giving away the answer either at the end of this episode or the beginning of the next one.
And we'll know if you cheat. So
Exactly. So the first Pokemon in Pokédex Roulette, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the Pokédex entry for it. And it is as follows. A different guise from its feminine humanoid form. From the clouds, it descends upon those who treat any form of life with disrespect and metes out wrathful, ruthless punishment. Very excited to see if anybody can get what this one is. What about you?
I personally would
First.
not. I would never. I mean, it makes sense looking at it, but like just off the top of my head, I would have been like, nah, I got nothing.
I think I probably would, mostly because this one lives kind of rent free in my brain as one that I kind of hate. So there's your little
I mean,
teaser. It's another
you're not
Pokemon that
wrong.
Max hates.
It's not a good one. It's not.
It's not. I think, yeah, Daniel and I can agree that it's probably, if we created a tier list of all Pokemon, it wouldn't make our top like 200.
No, top 1,000, man. We're over 1,000 Pokemon now.
Fair.
But you know what we do like? Starters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's get started on the tier list.
I think you meant started.
No, I think I had a stroke.
Oh, well, that is fair. So the categories for the tier list are pretty straightforward when it comes to Pokemon and rankings. We do have your S tier, your A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier. I already have thoughts and opinions on where these Pokemon should go and in what tier, and I'm sure Daniel does already.
And we're gonna fight about it.
Correct. And I believe we are only going to be ranking like the starter that you are given when you start your journey, but taking into account the evolutionary line, correct?
Correct, but no megas and no regional forms.
Correct. Yeah. We are going to kind of ignore original forms because not every Pokemon has one.
And it complicates things.
So I think we should start with the most recent generation, or do you want to start with
I say
Pikachu
start
and
with
Eevee?
Gen 9 because we're going to talk about it a lot. Pikachu and Eevee we'll get to with Gen 8
1?
because I think that's when those came out, wasn't it?
No, that's
The
fair.
Let's Go games. I mean, technically
That's fair.
Pikachu was a Gen 1 with
Right.
Yellow, but we'll count it as the Let's Go series because that's what most people are going to know it as nowadays.
Perfect. So, do you want to go in type order of grass, fire, water, or do we want to just do?
I'm down with that. That's fine.
Okay. So,
go ahead.
Sprigatito first.
I'm going solid S tier, honestly.
Really?
Like low S tier though. Like it's definitely not going to be the highest by any chance, but honest,
Mm-hmm.
of those three, and you got to remember, I played through Scarlet and Violet a lot more times than I ever would have wanted to. Um,
Fair.
Sprigatito is the most balanced because if you're looking at Fuecoco, you're always going to be
Mm-hmm.
slow, and you have to hope for a
Yep.
special attacking. Otherwise, you're still just screwed either way, right?
Right.
Quaxley is a little duck boy who just gets the most ugliest thing in the world, so he's automatically out on my list. So Sprigatito's just better.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It can be physical or special, and it's just a great. It's a great thing. It's a little kitty cat, which is just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I don't know what more you want me to say. Like, and the middle evolution doesn't even have like the awkward teenage phase that the other two do.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks cool all the way through.
So, hate to throw a wrench in your thing. I love Sprigatito. Of the three, it is my favorite starter.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the second two. Like, I hate
Really?
what is it, Masquerada, and what I don't even remember the name of the second one. Like, I
Florigato.
can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I don't like either of those two. I think their
Okay,
designs kind of
Masquerada's
suck.
a little weird for me, but honestly, not bad though. Like the whole magician vibe, I can vibe with that.
Well, I think it's because I expected it to be quadrupedal the whole time.
Yeah,
But,
I've just given up on that
you
hope
know,
on
they'll
anything
never
at
do
this
that.
point. They're like, did you say
Right.
it could stand?
Right.
Okay, fine. I will
Which,
settle
funnily
to
enough-
A tier, but nothing lower.
That's fine with me. We can put Sprigatito at A tier.
He's just too much of a little kitty boy.
The only thing, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, grass type starters are my weakness. And they are my favorite starter types usually. So, I'm okay with that. And I really hate to put it in the A tier because it is, but its line fucks it. Like its
It can
line
be low
screws it
A.
over.
It can be low A.
No, I mean it could be high A for me, but it just can't be S.
Sure. I'll
You know what I mean?
agree with that. How you feel about Fuecoco? Because we're gonna disagree on this one.
Of the three, it is my absolute least favorite, and I'd put it D tier.
Oh no. Fuecoco is such a vibe. It's just mouth open, no thoughts in his head, just a happy little gator boy. I don't like Crocolore. I will admit, I cannot stand
Same.
Crocolore. He looks so dumb. He's got a weird hunched back, and I know why they did it, but like they screwed him over because he literally starts as a little pepper boy, and then turns into like a weird clown thing. And I'm like, I like the clown thing. Like I love Skeledirge. He's such a cool Pokemon, but they could have stuck with the pepper theme, and it would have been so much cooler. Like they did my boy dirty, but also not. I'm very conflicted.
I literally never saw a pepper theme at all with him.
Really? You look at his little head
Yeah,
spout and his little tail. He's just a straight up pepper with legs.
I just thought he was a baby. Like I thought I was wearing a diaper.
No, it's a little cheese slice. It's a little Kraft cheese single.
I don't think so. I
Score
think
Bunny
it is
has it
supposed to
too. Some Pokemon
What?
are just born with cheese.
No, I think that's supposed to be a diaper.
No.
Yes.
Don't know.
Yes. Because it's a baby, and then when it evolves, it has like the nest with like the egg on that head, and then it evolves again with the little bird. I don't know. Skeledirge is so strange to me because
He's
it
so
doesn't
goofy, but
fit.
also kind of cool.
It doesn't fit to me. Like it. This is like the one time. This is gonna be me being like incredibly hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one time where it shouldn't have been quadrupedal.
Well, it is weird because it's like he stands up
Because it
now
was
he leans over. He fell over,
right. And I honestly
but then he stands
thought
up to
that-
attack. Like when
Right.
you use Torch Song,
I
he
thought
literally
it was gonna
stands
go
up.
like. I thought it was gonna go like Tyrantrum, vibes
yeah.
whenever it evolved. Like that's where I thought it was
Nah.
gonna go.
He
Or like
went straight-
Spinosaur or some kind of dinosaur, and it just went alligator. with
It is
fire.
very weird though, because the first like Fuecoco is so goofy, Crocklor's even more
Uh-huh.
goofy, and then Skeledirge is not at all like the same kind of goofy. You know what I mean? Like it looks
Well,
goofy, but only because it's got like the clown motif to it. But that's it. Otherwise, it's a very serious looking design.
well, and like if you think of like the name Skeledirge, it's literally skeleton and dirge, which
Yeah,
is like dead music.
yeah. I think they
Um,
went too
which
hard on the end and not enough in the middle.
I I feel like it Skeledirge could have been a standalone, and they could have scrapped the whole line and put something else as a
I
starter.
mean, that's an option. So hear me out. I will say low C tier.
I will agree to
Low
C
C
tier.
tier.
I will agree to C tier, because I like Fuecoco's design.
Mm-hmm.
They screwed the evolution line
Mm-hmm.
for this Pokemon, and I think Skeledirge doesn't fit the line, and I think the Skeledirge could have been honestly, just design alone, Skeledirge could have been a mythical, and then this could like the Fuecoco line could have been scrapped and replaced with something different.
Yeah.
Like that's just
I
the
mean,
vibes I get.
I'm always gonna be burned on the whole Zodiac Firestarter theory too.
Yep.
They just,
Yeah.
he's the one that broke it,
Yep.
like officially.
Yeah. I mean, technically, a
Cyndaquil
bull,
broke it, but it wasn't a thing yet.
right? But
So
I
it
mean,
doesn't technically count.
technically, a male crocodile alligator is a
I
bull.
know it's called a bull, and that's a load of bull. How do you feel about
Correct.
Quaxley?
I love Quaxley.
Ugh,
I love
Quaxley is
Quaxley,
cool.
and I love Quaquaval.
You know how I feel about Quaxwell. Literally my least favorite Pokemon of all
Correct.
time.
It is your least favorite Pokemon ever. I
Quackball just
think
looks
that
so weird. His
I
feet
like
are
Quaquaval.
just gloppy looking.
Well, he's a drag queen.
It's Brazilian all the way. Very Brazilian.
Yeah, yeah. Very drag queen, and I love that. I think um I had seen some fan art and like speculation art before, like we got the evolution line, and like there were
Hmm.
like it went like an admiral
Yeah,
like
everyone was going real
piratey vibe with
buff.
him.
Yeah, buff
And
sailor, and then it
I
went the
actually
exact
really
opposite.
like that it didn't go that route.
Fair.
Like I
Yeah.
like that it like spun it on its head and did something like that nobody was expecting. I
Hmm.
do agree that of this line, was it Quaxwell is the worst one.
He's
Um,
just so bad.
I do think that Quaxley is the cutest. But not cuter than Sprigatito. I'd put it at a B tier. Maybe C. I'd be okay with C.
I'll put it in C. But
Okay,
honestly,
we can.
I'm debating putting it behind Fuecoco, but I don't know. If we have to go based on just the starters,
I mean, you would
I
put
guess they're
Fuecoco up
interchangeable.
higher,
I definitely would.
right? I think that these two, just because of where we land on it, they would both be C tier.
Yes, but which one goes first? Which one's a
Oh,
higher C tier?
I would put. Hmm. I think Fuecoco is cute. I would put Quaxley. Honestly, either of them, I kind of don't really care.
That's what I say. They're so interchangeable at this
Yeah.
point because it's just I feel like both their lines went in a weird direction at some point.
Right.
Like, because with Quaxley, he starts out looking so dramatically different than the other two
Mm-hmm.
that no one
Right.
could have guessed that. Like,
Do you know? This is gonna sound really stupid. I kind of could have seen them switched. Like I could have seen it.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
like a tangent. I really think that Quaxley could have been the fire type starter that like evolved into like this weird singer, and then Fuecoco
Yeah.
being a dancer because
Yeah.
specifically because
I mean,
of
Fire
like the
Dancer.
anime.
And
Right.
like, yeah.
It would have made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Fuecoco be higher up than Quaxley. I'll let
Deal.
that slide.
I mean, they're both still in C tier, so they aren't getting it much
Correct.
fast.
Correct.
Sorry, guys.
That brings us down to Gen 8.
Yep.
Do we want to do the Let's Go games first, or do we want to do Sword and Shield
Let's
first?
go ahead and get them out of the way, because I have some opinions.
Well, you know how I feel about Eevee.
Yep. I'm okay for Eevee to be an A or S only because the multiple evolutions, while technically when you can have it as a starter, don't actually apply. In a regular playthrough where you get an Eevee, I have used multiple different versions of Eevee evolutions. So I'm fine putting it A or S.
Fair.
Because there's so much you can do with it.
Eevee is going to go in the S tier for me.
I figured.
It's one of my favorites. Like, there's no way around putting Eevee in S tier for me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Pikachu,
F.
F tier.
I can't stand Pikachu. I hate him so much.
Pikachu.
And like every single child that's just like, my favorite is Pikachu. And I'm like, it's because you've never looked.
Let me backtrack. I don't like current Pikachu. I loved chubby Pikachu.
Fat boy Pikachu holds a special place in my heart.
But the current Pikachu, they gave Pikachu liposuction, and he became the mascot, and now I hate him.
Yeah, and now it's just Pikachu everywhere.
The fuck ass movie where Pikachu talks.
I knew exactly what you were talking about. Ash, you were always my friend.
It's because I want to be with you. And I'm like, ugh.
Oh, that was so weird. Yeah. They're like, let's just retcon everything and ruin a bunch of childhoods. Also, Pikachu talks. What are you doing?
Right. So F tier. There's no debating that one. It's staying in the bottom.
Fair.
And honestly, I'm going to put this as like my disclaimer. It is the bottom of the bottom. Like there's nothing worse than Pikachu.
Actually,
there might be, but we'll see. But as of right now, it is the bottom of the bottom.
Let's talk about Grookey, because I know you hate all of Gen 8.
Yeah, I hate all of Gen 8 starters. But
of the Gen 8, I really actually like Grookey and Rillaboom. I cannot stand Thwackey. He's such a weird, ugly monkey. He's such an ugly monkey.
But you know what the worst part about Thwackey is I feel like Thwackey would have fit as like a pre-evolution for Uranguru or Passimian.
Yes. Yeah. 100% yes.
Not as the middle stage here. So I like Grookey. I would put Grookey in the B tier.
Same.
Okay. B tier. Perfect. Easy.
B-monkey.
Easy. Scorbunny.
Uh-huh.
I would put Scorbunny in the A tier.
A? That's wild.
But just
why?
Scorbunny. Just Scorbunny.
So I hated Scorbunny. Literally from the very get-go of the trailers. I was like, oh, Sobble looks cool. Grookey's cute. Sobble's just a weird hyperactive rabbit. I don't like it. And then
wait, you mean Scorbunny?
Yeah, what did I say?
Sobble.
Oh. Yeah, well, Sobble's cool and Grookey's cool. But Scorbunny is just a hyperactive rabbit, and I was like, I ain't that vibe. I don't care what it evolves into. It looks dumb. And when I played through Sword the first time, I was like, it's going to be a blind Nuzlocke. And for those, I just roll a die to get my starter, and I don't actually get to pick. And wouldn't you know it, it was Scorbunny that I got. So literally, I had a Cinderace named Cinnamon that literally, spoiler alert for that playthrough, if you ever want to go look at that one. It actually is a very high intense one. But I did actually beat the game with Cinnamon as like the main person, and it was so stupid. Because I was like, I hate this rabbit, but I can't hate it now because it literally got me through this entire game.
Fair.
but I
Fair.
would stick it
It
with
is
B
the
tier.
starter I picked.
Really? That surprises me.
Yeah.
But well, you don't like the other two, so that makes sense.
Well, see, here's the thing. I like Grookey. I hate Rillaboom.
That's so I really like Rillaboom
So,
because it's so
well, see,
like its theme is so
my
solid
first
because it is just
playthrough.
Grass Monkey. Like
Well, my first playthrough, I did pick Rillaboom. I did pick Grookey. But my second playthrough and every other playthrough I've done, I've picked Scorbunny. I have not picked Sobble once.
that is a shame.
But yeah, I can concede B tier, and I can concede putting it behind Grookey.
I mean, for those, they're really interchangeable for me. I
Same.
don't have a lot of strong opinions about Gen 8 because it was just,
Same.
you know, it was the beginning of my what is the right word? It's not quite distrust, I guess. It was the beginning of my distrust of Game Freak and their decisions with a franchise that I love dearly. So they're kind of jaded in my brain of like,
Fair.
you guys were the start of it. Like,
yeah, fair. Sobble. What do you think about Sobble?
I love the little crybaby boy.
Really?
I relate to him on a spiritual level.
That's fair. So what would you put him at?
I can't go any higher than C or B, honestly though, because I don't have any like connection with these guys.
Right.
I just played through the game, and again, so I am very much a dual type person. I really cannot stand monotype Pokemon. I have forced myself to play through Alpha Sapphire with only monotype, and it was a slog and a half. I liked the challenge, but if you're not a dual type, I don't even want you on my team. So the fact that none of these guys had any secondary typing added killed me inside, because I was like, I hate all of you. They could have easily tagged on a different type, but they just didn't.
Like, it very could have easily been like Water Dark. Fire fighting is probably what it would have been, but honestly, fire normal.
Something,
and then
literally anything.
I could have seen grass fighting and then fire normal. You know,
that'd have been cool because that'd have been different.
Sobble, I would probably put C tier. I would put Sobble in front of Fuecoco probably, or after Quaxley, but not between them.
In front of Fuecoco is good.
Yeah, I just really hate Drizzile and I really hate Inteleon.
That's so funny that you just don't like any of the Gen 8 though, so like it's fair.
Well, so I like Inteleon more than I like Drizzile or whatever it's called. I think it's Drizzile.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'm really big on design. Like, that's my thing. I'm really, really big on design. I do have my bachelor's in game design, animation, that kind of stuff. So one of my huge things is if it looks good, I'm okay with it. And I like the way that it looks, but I hate the way that they decided to go about it. Like, it doesn't go invisible. Like, it doesn't. The only thing it gives Spy is finger gun. That's it.
It's fair. So can I just also talk about how Raboot just gets clothes and then Cinderace doesn't have the clothes?
Yep. Yep. I was just gonna breeze past that, honestly.
Well, I was just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I forgot about that part of it. It's such a weird thing. Gen 8 was just a weird time.
Yeah.
Literally everybody involved.
Gen 7.
Rowlet. A or S?
Rowlet.
A or S.
I was gonna put A.
The little bow tie. The little bow tie.
So I love Rowlet.
Is
I do have a plush of Rowlet. It was one of the very first plushes that I also won from like a game event thing.
Nice.
So I love Rowlet. I also Dartrix I really like too. The one that ruins the line for me. I already forgot the name of it.
Decidueye? Really? I like Decidueye.
Thank you, Decidueye. I almost called it Robin Hoot.
Fair.
I couldn't remember its name.
I always liked Decidueye. It looks cool.
Is it Grass Ghost?
Yes. Because it's
I
grass flying, grass ghost.
What I don't like about it is the Grass Ghost doesn't make sense to me.
So the reason they did that is because like all of Gen 7 was all about like environmental awareness with the
Uh-huh.
starters. Shout out
Yeah.
to Loxton Videos for teaching me all about these things. And them specifically were about the deforestation. And there was a specific type of owl, I believe, that was in a
Oh
very
yeah,
specific
I know what you're
tree.
talking about.
And that's why they went with basically a dead owl.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense. And honestly, I love the move Spirit Shackle. It was pretty cool. It's his signature move.
Same,
I mean, honestly, I
but
really like all of the starters from Gen 7. I won't lie. I actually really dig a lot of them, more than most starters. I don't know
fair.
why. I think it's just because they had more meaning to them than just being like, they're kind of there. I don't know.
When it comes to Decidueye, um, it being Grass Ghost, I like. I don't get it from its design.
Yeah, they definitely went a direction with the design versus like the symbolism behind it. So
Right.
I'll agree with you on that. It's kind of weird because they even go for like a magician type look with the Dartrix, and then
Right.
immediately just go for like Robin Hood. It's like,
Right.
okay,
Like
sure,
the steps between doesn't make sense to me.
yeah,
And also the color scheme could have been a little bit better if they wanted to go with like the route that they say they were
right,
going for with it. Like
uh
it
huh,
could have been a little bit more like it's shiny, honestly.
mm-hmm.
Like if they had switched it shiny with its normal whatever, it would make more sense to me. But yeah, I would put what you call it, Rowlet in the A tier.
Yeah. I put it above Sprigatito
Yeah,
before
above Strix.
Sprigatito.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Litten.
So Litten's cool, coughing up fiery hairballs.
Yep.
Torracat is very freaky to me. It's just a way too buff cat. And then Incineroar stood up.
So Litten on its own, I would have put A tier.
Sure.
Torracat would have also been A tier for me, but Incineroar
Incineroar also
F tier.
has way too much hype to it for no reason. I
Correct.
mean, it deserves it on a meta front because it can do everything.
Right.
But they made it that way. Like
Right.
they choose the starter every
Right.
time. You know they do. They load some up more than others. It's obvious. And they definitely gave it to Incineroar for this gen. But
Right.
I do like the line, maybe just not as much as other things. So I particularly might put it high B.
So I would put it B above Grookey and Scorbunny.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
Poplio.
I love the Poplio line. I love
Really?
Poplio. Brion a little bit less because it's just a little bit of a mismatch
Mm-hmm.
compared to the final because it's like Goofy Seal, very effeminate
Right.
Seal, Siren. Like I see it,
Mm-hmm.
when looking at them side by side, it looks weird.
Well, and then
But
there's supposed to be a circus. Like,
yeah,
Poplio is like like the kid clown in training.
yeah,
Brion is like the juggler, and then Primarina is the mermaid
Op-
singer.
right. And I love Primarina though. Like
I
Loki,
love
I had a
Primarina as
Primarina
well.
for a very large, significant portion of my playthroughs. Several playthroughs
In
of that game with Primarina.
in Scarlet and Violet, I have a shiny Primarina on my team
Nice,
permanently.
nice.
I love Primarina. Poplio less so. I
Yeah,
would put Poplio in the C tier for me.
he's the awkward one out.
Well, and Brion
I
too. I would put like
they are both so weird looking compared to the other ones. Like
I I would honestly put Poplio for me either high C, low B.
I would go low B
Like so
bef-
behind
after Score
Score Bunny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because
I'm
the
okay with that.
design's just so wonky.
Fair.
Like, personally, I'd put him above Score Bunny, but I'm fine to leave him
Well,
behind.
I can move him. I can move him above Score Bunny. I
Okay.
do like the idea of Poplio. I kind of wish he wasn't so blue.
He is very blue.
But that's okay. I prefer
Very
it
blue
shiny
boy.
with like the pink collar, and that kind of offsets it a little. Um, Next up is one of my most hated Pokemon of all
This is
time.
gonna be a fight.
I I would put Chespin honestly in the D tier.
I would say low C, only because, hear me out, I like Chespin, can't stand Quilladin, and
Mm-hmm.
Chestnut is cool for what he is. He's a little awkward because they tried to go for the whole night part of it, and it just doesn't hit quite right
Right.
with the design. But Spike Shield and the whole, like, he was the first grass fighting that it was finally not a firefighting, because you gotta think prior
Yeah.
to this it was gin after gin, and it was like, oh, grass
Firefighting,
fighting,
yeah.
that's new, and I thought that was really cool.
Fair.
That being said, he's definitely not my favorite from this generation or any of
Same.
them, so I'm fine with like low C.
Okay. So do you want to put him behind Quaxley?
Yes.
Okay. I can put
He's
him
just
behind
not
Quaxley.
that fun. And the
I-
little bastard's real hard to find in the Blueberry
Mhm.
Academy, because it's only in one cave, even though it shows on the map
Yeah.
that he's in a big... but that's a whole
Right.
different reason. But I could still be bitter with him if I want to.
I feel like the line would have been better if it became Grass Steel.
That would have been really cool.
Like
Broken,
Grass Steel.
but very cool.
Yeah. Next up is Fennekin. I'm gonna let you go first with this one.
So Finnegan's cute. Braxton's kind of weird because it just magically has a stick now, and stands up. Delphox
Yeah.
is not terrible, but also weird with the giant ear tufts. I know why, because it's based on a Finnegan fox, or a Phoenix fox, Finnick fox. Gosh, I don't think I've ever used one on a team before. I think I always go to the other two. It's just
This
not
one
that impressive to
was
me.
the only one on my team. I never had any of the others. So, I would put it either low A, high B.
That's bold. Because you don't even
Um,
like the others, do you? You don't like Braxton or Delphox.
Well, so Braxton, whatever. I I wish this line had stayed quadrupedal. Again, I hate it when they do the
yes.
4-leg to 2-leg transition because that bothers the piss out of me.
As does many Pokemon fans, but Nintendo's like derp derp der.
I think that I like Finnegan and I like Delphox, but Braixen I just don't like Braixen. But yeah, Finnegan on its own for me would be an S tier. Like if it didn't evolve and it stayed a baby, because I've always been partial to the baby Pokemon. So like but Finnegan, I could settle. I could not put it behind Grookey.
Sure, we'll put it in front of Grookey then.
Okay, we'll put it in front of Grookey, but behind Litten.
Litten, for sure, behind Litten.
Okay. I disagree, but I will allow it.
I mean,
Froakie.
I really don't care about Finnegan line at all. Like, I have no positive or negative really, because I just never cared enough to use it. It was just one of those things that I was like, there are other better options.
Fair.
If you want to put it high B, that's fine. I can't put it in A though, because I just don't care enough.
I mean, it's technically high B already, so
that's true for now.
Froakie.
I love frog bubbles. I like frogs. The ninja thing's cool. It's consistent throughout the whole thing. Froakie is A or S. Probably leaning more towards S tier.
So, here's the thing with Froakie. I like Froakie.
Uh-huh.
I like Frogadier.
Uh-huh.
I like Greninja.
Yep.
Ash Greninja.
Yeah, that got weird with it. And I hate that it was it was definitely the chosen favorite, right? Like everyone talks about Greninja way too much. The hype is overhyped. But that being said, I still really like Greninja.
It is a very good design.
I really like the line.
It's a very good design, and I do love the shiny Greninja.
It's dope. And the Protean thing.
I had a shiny Greninja on my team.
Dude, you can't go wrong with it. I'll say S behind Eevee. Because it's just such a solid Pokemon and design. They did
I
good.
could put it A tier above Rowlet.
Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come back.
Okay.
If A tier gets crowded and S tier looks lonely, we'll bump it up. But
okay, I will put it so at the top of A tier for now.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, that brings us to Snivy, correct?
So before we start Gen 5, we've covered what? 4, technically 5 gens? Do we want this to be a 2-parter episode? Because we've already been talking for almost 40 minutes.
Oh, have we really?
Uh-huh.
I feel like, we could do a split. Because I think we're going to start getting into, like, the really heated stuff.
Yeah, because we're going to have a lot
soon.
more to say about the first 3, 4 gens especially.
And 5, yeah.
I mean, we can tag 5 into this one and then start from 4 on the next one. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can do that. We'll do 5, and then we'll do the first 4 gens next episode.
Deal. Okay, so Snivy, I hate that it just loses its arms. They did him so dirty.
It doesn't lose its arms.
Okay, it gets little leafies. Those are not arms, Max. Those are hands.
It loses its legs.
And its arm. Look at the little leafies. It does not use those as arms.
They're pseudo-limbs. Or pseudo-limbs.
I mean, I do like the snake design. It's cool. Grass snake is cool.
I will say,
I think my least favorite of the 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It is my most favorite of the 3.
I had a feeling you'd say that. That being said, it is still cool.
I think what also I love the most about Snivy is the fact that it's its German name. I'm not really sure which one it is because I got one in like a Wonder Trade or whatever it was called in that generation was Smugleaf.
Okay, that's fun. Okay, that's A tier immediately. Just take it all back.
I would put it not above Froakie. I would put it behind Rowlet, but before Sprigatito.
I'm about to say put it between the other grass starters. That's fair.
Yeah. It's Smugleaf and it's shiny is like my favorite shade of teal. So
yeah,
fair.
So Tepig, I really like the Tepig line, and I might be biased only because again, remember I don't like monotypes. So when I play Gen 5, almost every time I pick Tepig because it is the only dual type that you're gonna get out of that deal. Mm-hmm. And I really do like Imbor's final design. Like,
I do too.
Big buff pig boy with just fire beard is pretty dope as hell. Pig Knight's a little weird, but I'm fine with it enough. I think
Pig Knight has one of the most solid middle lines.
It's the Herculean pose, like the unitard, like it makes sense.
Yeah. I would put. So Tepig is my least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
of
so
this
after
generation.
Sprigatito or before Litten?
Um,
How much do you hate him?
so here's the thing when it comes
Okay,
to
before you answer before you answer, look at that little pig's face just staring you with the funnest little smile.
here's the thing with Tepig, right? I when I look at it, I don't know why. This is gonna get me so canceled.
Oh god.
It's so punchable. Like I don't I don't honestly it gives me the same vibes as what is that? Grumpig and
No.
Spoink.
No, those are completely different. I also like Spoink and Grumpig, so I just like the piggies.
I'm afraid of pigs in real
Well,
life.
okay, that's something you gotta work through, my guy.
I was so fun fact for the listeners, I was chased by a pig through a county fair. Uh, so I don't really like pigs. I can concede putting him in the A
I'll
tier because I really like Embor's shiny. Um, because like it's black and blue.
It is
so
very
like
cool. It is
I'm
very
okay.
cool.
I can put him in.
The hot blue fire. Back of A tier. Perfectly fine to me.
I could actually, yeah, I could put him at the end of A tier. Oshawott.
I like water starters. And I love otters. That being
Same.
said, he stops being an otter.
Yeah, I like
into
Duwat.
some weird thing at the end.
I like Duwat.
Mm-hmm. I like the concept of Razor Shell just being a thing, and the whole Scout
Can
Chop
I be
thing.
like
Cool.
so frank?
Sure.
I forget Oshawott exists sometimes.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I would put Oshawott B tier.
I was gonna say C.
I was gonna say I would put it B tier before Grookey, or C tier before Fuecoco.
I'd put it C tier before Sobble.
Okay, I'm okay with
It's
that.
just
We can do that.
like it's not a bad Pokemon. It's just unfortunate that nothing ever happens with it. Like, it just kind of stays there.
But it does. That's the thing. Like it got the Hisuian form.
Yeah, but we're not talking about those.
I know.
So it doesn't count.
Which, fun fact, this is a side note, I actually prefer the non-Hisuian form, but that's besides the point.
So I, again, monotype versus dual type, so I gotta go with the other one. I like
Fair.
what I like. I can't help it. Now Hisuian Typhlosion, however, I prefer because it looks dope. And then Decidueye, I'm fine with either. Just, my 2 cents in there.
I definitely picked one over the other. We can discuss this at a later date. So where we stand right now, we have Eevee is S tier. We have Froakie, then Rowlet, then Snivy, Sprigatito, then Tepig in the A tier.
And Froakie might move up. I'm just saying. He might move up.
I don't think so. Then we have Litten, then Fennekin, then Grookey, then Poplio, then Scorbunny in the B tier. We have Oshawott, then Sobble, then Fuecoco, then Quaxley, then Chespin in the C tier. We have nothing in the D tier. And then we have Pikachu in the fuck-ass tier.
Where he belongs.
Correct.
That
honestly,
skinny little...
If I could take Pikachu and throw him off the list, I would.
Yes.
Like...
Yeah, I don't like Pikachu. I played through Pokemon Yellow and boxed the Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not keeping you on my team, bro.
I do not hate Pikachu more than Aromatisse.
I don't think anyone should like Aromatisse, so that's a pass.
But
Will we ever make it
if
through an episode without hating on Aromatisse? Probably not.
if I could delete a Pokemon that wasn't Aromatisse, it would be Pikachu. I would do Pichu that evolves into Raichu, that evolves into a Alolan Raichu. Like, that would be like the line.
Right.
Although I do like the
Alolan
Elvis
Raichu's
Pikachu,
cool.
but that's besides the point.
That's a form. We're not doing that.
Perfect. Well, I'm trying to think. I think that's a good spot for us to wrap up this week's episode. And then the next week's episode, we will pick up with Gen 1 through 4, as well as give you guys the answer to the Pokédex roulette.
You're gonna make them wait until the next episode?
I am. I think that's
crazy.
You're crazy. They get a week to try and figure it out.
They'll Google it before. They probably already Googled it before we even got through this episode. If you
picked the answer before you Googled it, also let me know or let us know, and you'll get brownie points.
They can be redeemed for a small stuffed animal at the end of the year.
No. They could maybe be redeemed for something at the end of the year. Who knows? We'll see if we get that far.
It's like, whose line is it anyway? The points are made up and nothing really matters, so just go for it.
Life.
Truth.
The truth. Well, Daniel, where are you found on the internet again?
YouTube, at World's Worst Let's Play. Fun insider fact for people that may not watch me right now or do. I'm actually planning on playing something Pokemon in the near future. So look out for that in September, I think. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about it on here and Max can help me figure out what I want to play. That's a possibility.
Hey, maybe I'll make a cameo.
Also very true. Very possible.
Who knows? And then did you say your DeviantArt as well or no?
I mean, I'm on there, but I have not done something on there for so long. But I do Fakemon stuff, and they are pretty cool. So if you want to head over there and check it out. But here's another cool thing: is I actually make full-blown videos of my art on my YouTube channel as well. So you can see the art on DeviantArt, but you can hear my voice describing them in a kind of like mock episode like that of Loxton or Birdkeeper Toby or those kind of people that do that really cool thing. But mine's like the cheap version because I don't have friends that a bunch of voice actors for friends or time and effort to do all that kind of stuff. So it's low budget. But honestly, one of those videos got like over 2,000 likes, or 2,000 views, which for me is great. So
proud of you, buddy. That came off so condescending. That's not how I meant it.
It's warranted.
That's fair. And then you guys can find me all over the internet is at AxeMax. Oh my God, AxeMax. No,
that's the OnlyFans link.
No. I am
if
at
you like
Max
our sultry
Doodles.
voices.
There's nothing about my voice that is sultry. I sound like a child on helium. But you can find me all over the internet at Max Doodles with 2 X's. And according to Daniel, also 2 O's.
Yeah, you can't forget the O's, man. You can't forget the O's.
Yeah. And all of our socials will be linked in the description, like always. Comment, like, share with your friends, and all of that jazz. And thanks for listening to the Elite Four Radio.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.